Hey you guys, this your girl Brolin Rochelle and welcome back to my channel. Be sure that you subscribe and as well as follow me on all social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram at Brolin Rochelle. So let's jump right on into it. Have you ever felt that you battle with your weight or have not felt confidence within your weight or struggle with accepting your weight? Well, I have been that girl and I wanted to share my story with you today. I have battled with being a full figure woman for such a long time. And my journey actually started in the year of 2010 after I had my son in the year of 2009. So I first dealt with my weight or issues with my weight after I had my son. I dealt with postpartum depression for a long time. Didn't even know what postpartum depression was as a young mother, but I did struggle with postpartum depression, and it was a dark time in my life. But I actually that I dealt with postpartum depression. So, as many mothers and similar to you, yes, I did deal with postpartum depression, not knowing what it was, and it was a rough time for me. But even in the midst of postpartum depression, realizing that I gained weight after I had my baby because, as a young mother, I'm thinking, well, I'm just going to have this baby and go back to a smaller size. Well, that was not the case. And then, being home with a baby, not working, it's just you. Then you find yourself in a more stressful environment. And for me, that was my case. And I actually felt that I handled my stress not knowing exactly what it was through binge eating. So when I felt like I was stressed out about something, or I felt that I wasn't good enough, or whatever the stress contributor was, I would find myself binge eating. And when I found out that I couldn't fit a lot of my clothes like I used to, or any of them anymore, I really became overwhelmed and stressed. And that made me feel really sad. And I was at a point in my life where I was just like, what's going on with me? Why am I feeling like this? And over the years, I just kept gaining weight, kept gaining weight, kept gaining weight with stress and other things going on and not even realizing it. Well, fast forward, I had, gain weight, had my second child, more weight still gained, and not doing anything about it. So for me, it was just kind of like, this is where you are you happy with it? I wasn't happy with it, but I didn't do anything about it until one day, sitting down eating dinner with my mother. She was just kind of like, Brolin, you have cleaned your plate, like you were really just eating everything. It was just kind of like, is she being funny or sarcastic? But no, she really cared, and I didn't even know or care enough to even see that I was just becoming a binge eater. I was eating on impulse, and it was just making me, it didn't even make me feel like anything, because if it did, I feel like I would have probably known at that time. But I was just one of those binge eaters through stress. And a lot of people deal with stress, and some people gain weight through stress, they lose weight through stress. I was that person that gained weight through stress, and I was in a miserable state when I was dealing with stress. So when she brought that to my attention, I just kind of let it sit in the back of my head, not really just doing anything about it, until one day I went to a doctor's appointment probably about 3 years ago. I went to a doctor's appointment and was diagnosed with diabetes. So, I was just like, diabetes, and that was just kind of like, that crumbled me, because I'm like, how do I have diabetes? And then I kind of was like, well, you know what? You can sit here and cry about it, or you can do something about it. And at that moment, I said, no, I have to do a lifestyle change. So I committed to myself that day that I was going to do a lifestyle change. I was going to release myself from stress that was not, I had no control over, that I couldn't do anything about. I was going to stop putting so much on me. I made that decision that day when I was diagnosed with diabetes, that I wanted to do a lifestyle change. So I ended up having to go to a nutritionist and, kind of go over all of that. And I'm going to tell you this, I'm not a person that's a green eater. So I'm not a salad eater. I'm not going to sit here and go on all these fasting diets and things like that. So what I did get out of those sessions is portion control and exercising and dieting. So what I started to do is, take out little things and try to substitute things to help me feel like I, could still have a good meal and enjoy my meal without having to go on these strict diets and get my diabetes under control, because that was my main focus, is my diabetes. Because for a while I didn't even know I had diabetes, but as I look back, I'm like, well, I do remember a lot of the symptoms. I would feel lightheaded, dizzy, all type of things, body aches, ankle aches, feet aches, and it's because of weight that I had gained over the years. So after I've gone to my nutritionist and my diabetic doctor, I started to slowly but surely, watch my portion control, change my diet. And I'm not the one that exercise, ladies, but I did take time to do my 15 to 30-minute walks. I was really serious about that and focused on that. And I just knew that's just something that I had to do for myself. And it made me feel really good after I started the lifestyle change. So that's one thing that helped me overcome my battle with my weight, is when I went to that diabetic doctor. They told me what I needed to do. I said, I'm finna put a plan in place, and that's what made me have a lifestyle change. And in that moment, I had a lifestyle change. And it's still to this day, I try to figure out ways to eliminate stress, and find myself not worrying so much about things that are out of my control, because I don't want to go back to that place when I was so stressed and gained all of that weight, which is a factor to me having issues with weight as well, outside of the diabetes. Now, once I got through that, and I still go on my walks and relieve stress and all of that stuff, I had to then find confidence within myself in owning my weight. And there's sometimes that we don't know how to do as women. We don't know how to find that confidence. We don't have that person, or we don't know what to do, or some people might say you're fine, but you have to believe in yourself that you are happy with your weight. You feel good about yourself. You don't mind going out showing your body, or feeling good in a nice dress that fits your body well, or that you're comfortable in. So you as a person have to own your weight and love yourself. And that's why it's so important to have self-care and self-love for your own personal self, because if you have that, then honey, let me tell you, the weight is just another small factor that can be taken care of. But I think the biggest thing is just having self-care, having self-love, being confident with yourself, and owning yourself, making yourself feel good. What makes you feel good? And then controlling your diet, and if you can control your diet and treat yourself to those small things that you want, then you will do really good as well. But the main thing is just figuring out what works for you and feeling good about yourself. So I would just give to you, as a woman, in finding that confidence as a full-figured or even a smaller lady that wants to gain weight, because there are some smaller women that would prefer to be a larger woman, but just being confident with your weight, loving yourself, having that self-care. Even if you don't like to do exercises, for me, I'm not a person that goes to the gym, but I will maybe do a class or two that's fun, a chair class and chair dancing class. That's something that I've taken before that was pretty fun. Whatever you can do that can help you, or like I said, those walks, those 30-minute walks a day are really good. They're really great stress relievers, and you feel really good after that, even if you don't see results, ladies, because sometimes as women, or people that want to lose weight, they look at their scale, and I had to learn that looking at that scale is just going to be super tricky, and it's just going to make you just go like, you know what, just forget the whole thing. But if you can continue to be consistent with your walks and you monitor your diet, then you will see results in inches. And when I found that, and then I found that I was confident about myself, then I felt good enough to go to the store and try on something, and I felt good when I tried it on with no hesitation. And then even if you don't struggle with your weight or have that issue with your weight, and someone that does, encourage them, motivate them, let them know that they are beautiful, and give them some pointers to help encourage them. Speak positive vibes to them, and that will help them also get through the journey of battling with their weight. Many women don't really like, some women don't like to talk about their weight because they're so embarrassed or ashamed of their weight. But there are other factors to contributing your weight, and then knowing, what is causing your weight to increase. Is it because of stress? Is it because you are a binge eater like I once was? What are you going to do to fix those issues, because they can be fixed, ladies, and you can feel really good in that. So I hope that you enjoy my small story that I have that I wanted to share with you guys. Be sure that you do leave comments. I just want to say that you are a beautiful person. Remind yourself of that daily. Self-care is important. Do something small for yourself each day to make yourself feel really good. Write yourself a note, whatever you have to do to uplift yourself, because whether you're a plus size woman or a small woman and you're battling with your weight, because we've all been there, then you just have to figure out what's going to work best for you to make you feel like yourself again. And whatever yourself once was, in your happy place with your body, you want to keep that and keep that momentum. And like I said, self-care is the best care. You're beautiful. I hope that you enjoy my story today. Thank you for watching my channel. Be sure that you do subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.